Welcome everyone, it's Vapor Strakamar. It's time for some more Raid Shadow Legends. Last time we did some Doom Tower on the other account. I do not know if we'll make it, but I'm going to give it a go. Yeah, let's just give it a go. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I still, at this point, I'm just going to, you've already seen these mobs, so I might as well have it somewhat on auto. I don't know how far I'm going to get up this tower. That's why I didn't prioritize this account. Because I don't have faith in how high this account can go on Doom Tower. I don't. And I have zero faith for the other one. Because you need an account that's relatively late game, or you need to progress a stupid amount, like Soul Mythos did, in order to get through Doom Tower with any degree of convenience whatsoever. That is the bitter truth about Doom Tower. It really is a difficult endgame dungeon, and I still have a potential to lose to this particular version, because this particular version does not favor 90% of the player base. 90% of the player base is not going to be, or more, 90% or more of the player base is not going to be favored by this version. This version is anti-player base. Especially the bosses. Specifically the bosses. The waves, not so much. The bosses, yes. Most definitely. No, there is not a doubt. Not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt that this is completely anti-player base. This version of Doom Tower. The bosses. The bosses are bloody awful. Like, they only favor the rich and powerful in this game, or the very experienced. They do not favor anyone else. There's a reason why I haven't even bothered with this rotation on my other account, because my third account, because it's literally so draconian. I don't see me getting any silver keys done, because it's literally that bad. It's the grim, terrible truth of this version. It's a truth that many don't want to face. But it is a reality that is all too real. Is that this version is literally designed, especially the bosses. The waves, yes, but especially the bosses, it's designed for the very upper echelon of this game. That's what it's designed for. Because I don't see who else it's designed for. The other ones, they kind of respected the player base with Eternal Dragon and with Eternal Dragon and with Frostbiter, they had the player base in mind. With Bommel, they just said, screw you, player base. Literally, screw you. We'll make it the worst version rotation of all time. Deal with it. That's literally what this became. So, yeah. There were some caveats, because eventually they nerfed Bommel. Thank the Lord. Because, you don't want to know what used to happen when I had to mess with Bommel. You really don't want to know. It would have made you want to puke, to throw up, to like Now, will I make it to the top of this tower? I'm not sure. Will I even make it past the boss? Again, I'm not sure because this account's not as well endowed. Solo strategy is not as viable. But we will see. Because here's the deal. I will be. Here's the deal. If I can even get there, which that in itself is moot. But if I get there, the next question is, can I win? And the thing is, I can't necessarily answer that question. I am probably going to have to rebuild a whole bunch of champs just to stand a chance versus this version of Bommel, potentially. Like, it's a whole nother scary thing. Never mind what's going to happen as we start to approach the very top. Because there's 2 final versions of Dark Fae before the last Dark Fae. And oh boy, are they spicy. So insanely spicy. It's ridiculous, man. Gotta get rid of this War Mother. I swear, lately, they've had an obsession with War Mother and bombs lately, Plarium. But at the same time, I don't have any easily accessible champs with bombs that don't require stupid fusions that I am very unlikely to be able to complete. So unless you make a permanent fusion with bombs, Plarium, you're still locking the majority of the player base out. The main thing I'm trying to get rid of, by the way, is the is his main entourage. Because he by himself is not that dangerous. But if you add some other stuff to that mixture, becomes deadly as sin. I still don't know if we'll get there. I'm praying. I'm praying we can get to the boss. That's all I've got to say. And only for this one. Third account, forget about it. Just skip it. If you're below level 55, 56, just forget about this rotation. Even if you're there at the beginning, just forget about it. You're not making it. Pretty much. Unless you're whaling or you really, really understand what you're doing. Just don't even attempt. That is how, like, unless you have a Templar fully built with very good gear and you know you can solo all these waves with Templar and it still will take you ages, by the way, to do this, then don't even attempt it. Even now, I am questioning whether I should even attempt it with this account. Go for that. Get it infected with burns. I hate that they have... I absolutely hate that they have the Sandlash, because the Sandlash messes up my plans very handily. I'm probably going to build out a Sandlash. I don't think I have her on the other account. I have a bunch of other things, including Jerrig, but not her. Okay. Just do it. Just do it. Gotta get rid of Nethril. Oh, nobody's talking after that point? Interesting. Nah, I don't want to... I don't have time for chat. I have to just get this done. I have to get this done. I have to get these enemies out of the way. I have to test if this account can do a solo. It might be able to work. It might not. Brace yourselves. You want to get him out of the way, though, that Septimus. Because he can, and has in the past, wiped my team very handily. So, yeah, you don't want that. You really don't want that. This is gonna be hard. This upcoming boss fight, if I can even get there, is gonna be omega difficult. Keep going. Oh, we can't even do it yet. Well, that's good. That's good. But we'll do it later on. At least I'm using up my keys. Since we're not going to be able to get there anyway, because we don't have enough keys and I have to do some other stuff today. I'll just close it off with a boss. Because I don't think I'll be able to get... We'll see. We'll see. We might be able to, just because of the nature. The nature of this tower. It doesn't help that they literally put ice grave armor on their entire team. Which is very harmful, because it means that they are granted stupid amounts of protection. And that either dramatically slows or halts my progression completely, which I know is the point, but it's still... Gonna try to keep that werewolf under control at all times. I don't want him going beast mode on me, by the way. That's the thing he can do, and I really am hoping and praying. Okay, next. Let's try double decrease defense just to make sure. Is these or triple? I don't even care anymore. Hell, I'll even do a quad at this point because I just do not need them with this team. I don't need them surviving. Because they have this disobliging habit of getting way too much defense for their own good. As you can clearly see. Way too much defense for their own good. Because of that, I have to defense break them all the time. Thankfully, the rotation will soon be complete. Not the rotation, the refresh. And then we can make it to the boss. Get a provoke on him. The one guy I didn't want it to go on, it went on. Now there's a reason I'm targeting Mr. Altan here. Because I know that if I don't get him out of the picture, if he kills someone, he's going to revive. And that is the last thing I need. This floor is very bad news. That skill is not called Mire of Misery for nothing. Take them out of the picture there. Go for that. There we go. There we go. So we're about 3 keys from there. Yeah, 3 keys. So I have to go inspect. Oh yes, Sanguini is useless for that. I forgot. Let's see. Let's do some dank arena stuff while we wait. I screwed up. I probably should have put some better. Let's try this mixture. Okay, one thing I've noticed immediately is that their Haikatune is faster by so much so that I have to go for the go second route to even have a chance to get my moves off. And that's a fact. Alright, well, that still didn't work out. Doesn't matter either way because I'm in gold. Doesn't matter. If I can just stay in gold, that'd be great. But maybe not at this rate. Can't find a team I can do. Whatever. Let's try anyway. You know I'm going to take it. When I see a possible win to keep me in gold, I'll take anything I can get. Anything at all. Anything at all. Because right now I'm struggling here. Fighting some of these is a nightmare. I could use... Somehow the double kale just screamed like I could kill him. And I wasn't wrong. I was not wrong about that. I was not wrong. Now I just need to do 2 more dungeons. And we'll have triple. Well, that's a problem. HP. I need resistance. Alright. How about boots? Problem is, if I don't give her a speed boot, she's going to be super omega slow. What about helms? Because I think I stripped all her gear off of her. What do we got? What about weapons? What about shields? What about gloves? That's probably the ticket. That is probably the ticket. We will be using upgrade it to at least 8. And I'm going to close the door anyway. So yes, we're going to do 2 void keep if we can get it. Let's just do this version and go up from here. I haven't tested how high we can go yet. I will dig more silver into it when I feel like in the mood. The reason I put her back in the shield set is that's what I think she's best in. Like, I knew I didn't have much time before. I didn't calculate it 100%, but I knew this account is incompetent. So that's why I bothered. That's why I bothered. We'll see how high I can go on Void Keep. The reason I'm going for Void Keep, well, Actually, I could do this more efficiently. Come to think of it. Or more consistently. The reason I'm trying to go for this strategy of doing some last minute Void Keep is that Void Keep... What does Void Keep? Void Keep gives me Void Potions, which, let's be real here, a lot of valuable champions are Void. If I get a Cold Heart, next Clan v Clan, that's going to be Void. If I want to fully ascend some Visix, that's Void. There's a number of champions that have Void in them, including fusions. So, Void, potions. It's worth cracking your luck at them every so often. This debuff cannot be... Oh. It cannot be resisted. Well, I'll be. Well, I'll be. That's, really crazy when you think about it. Alright. As I said, the moment... That's a lot of spirit. Oh boy. We're gonna have some fun with this. Bringing a cleanse. I'm not taking any chances. I'm bringing a cleanse. And she's Void Affinity too, so they can't weak or strong hit. She's equal. Which is one of the reasons that makes Void champions so bloody special, is that they don't have affinity weaknesses. It's one of the reasons Arbiter, and it pains me to tell you her name because I still am struggling to get one. Like, I just got the 700 arena medals. Will it be enough? Most likely not. Most likely, there's going to be a whole bunch of other horrible missions. And the game's going to be like, do all these missions. You won't. It's like, I will. I will find a way. I will find a way to get Arbiter game. You think you can stop me. The same with Molag Bal. You think you can stop me. Even with Cyrodiil, I will find a way. I just have to persist long enough in the game, and I will eventually find a way. Especially now that I have a computer that can actually run Elder Scrolls Online. Because before, my computer was bad. Like, it would not run Elder Scrolls Online well, and it kind of died. And the people to play with, like my brother to play with, he also moved away. So then I kind of lost motivation to play after that. But then I realized new stuff was going on with the game, and I realized I have to try to kill this blind seer. I knew she was going to do that to someone is the thing. I knew it. One thing I like about my particular setup is the fact we have double revive. So even if our reviver goes down, we've got another reviver to back it up. So that I can survive long enough. 100% consistency here. I may go for the double. Well, let me think about this one. I could go for the double revive, but I know that I can't cleanse. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Please. Now the thing that's very annoying about Skartosis is he's both obscenely tanky and can cleanse himself and puts a lot of very powerful buffs on the enemy team. It makes him difficult to get rid of. Very difficult. And he's ugly. So it's this combination of things that makes him really annoying to deal with. He's like obnoxious to deal with across the board. Unfun to fight? Check. Really ugly? Check. Appears in very annoying team comps, typically. Check. Is usually made with an unbelievable amount of defense. Check. Has a stupid amount of regen. Check. Is a legendary I don't have. Check. I mean, there's a lot of people that have a lot more legendaries than me. I'm really bad. You know, I would say I'm the worst in the world with getting legendaries, but that's simply not the case because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have quit before getting their first legendary. Now, the reason that I avoided the fate of being the worst is I just kept persisting. Literally, it's because I persist in the game and I didn't quit. It's because I didn't quit. That's how I avoided being the worst. Because you can't be the worst if you just keep persisting. You will eventually outshine someone. Alright, so. This is where things get nasty. Because this Bommel guy is a thumbs down. This Bommel guy is a pain. Ooh. How do I want to approach this? I want to put Beauregard in there. And you're like, what? You kidding me? Well, thing about Beauregard is, as terrible and as maniacal as he is, Beauregard he has a very specific skill. And that skill will allow him potentially be useful in this scenario. Now, will we do this first try? Probably not. Will I find a strategy to do this? We're about to find out. Ironically, the worst part of this whole thing is these guys. I don't want him to hit the boss anymore. And yet I have to anyway. Which is such a yikes, because I don't know if I can beat this boss afterwards. Oh my god. This is bad. Remember how I said my other account was well endowed? I wasn't joking. Remember how I said I was going to use the filthy strategy? Seems like that time has come again. At least he resisted it. So maybe... maybe if I just put some more damage in to get to the boss. That'll do the trick. I think I may have to 6-star and develop good old Borgar, because I don't see how else I'm gonna get past that rubbish. Oh, I've got an idea. We'll have Deacon up here. he'll die off, right? These three will clear out the waves. The main problem is that too much of his max health was depleted before the fight even started. That's the real issue here, right? Because we needed him to live. We needed a decreased defense here. My main objective here is to try to keep Burengiri as sheltered as possible. From having to hit them. I'm even going to try to make it like only single hits. No double hits. Although I could have done even better, which is putting the strengthen up. No point of decreasing his turn meter here. I don't necessarily want to keep his turn meter down the entire time. The main objective is to keep the others alive. I don't know why he's not. I think he needs a regen set. Yeah, this is why this was what I was afraid of. This is what I was afraid of. It seems clear to me my Burengiri is not well enough geared. That's the problem. That is my problem. Like, he has resistance, but the real issue here is he's got no regeneration besides his passive. And that, in the end, is going to destroy him. Now the real question is, who has my regen gear if he doesn't? Wrong type. Aha. He does. Well, we're going to do that later. I still have to max out Beauregard. I do fully believe that Beauregard might be an answer. But I'm going to wait until clan tournament. I have to build out more champs, and that's the problem. Like, if your account has problems, hidden problems, this version of Bommel will show up all the cracks. All of them. And that is an inescapable truth. That is an inescapable truth. Okay. Let's give it one more try, though. But like I said, this version is not nice. And I'm going to have to use special tactics to deal with it. Because it's a complete jerk. It and the waves. So basically, the main idea, right? There's a reason I'm doing this. I'm trying to make sure he himself takes as little contact with these two in the front as possible. That's the strategy. Deacon is not for the boss itself. Deacon's primary purpose is to deal with the wave content. Notice how I'm strategically playing this. I'm making sure, as much as I can, which there's a limit, not having him contact this enemy. Because this enemy, as you can clearly see, destroys your max health. And that's very bad for the strategy I'm attempting. As is time compression. more thing that's worth noting, in case this wasn't obvious, is there's a reason why there's 2 revivers. So they can help each other out. And I've decided not to use this is going to be incredibly obnoxious if we do get to the end of this. I've just put that in there for variety's sake. Because this is going to be a long and very obnoxious fight. If we get through it at all. Now my strategy is a bit of the opposite of the other guy. So remember how the other guy didn't put the strengthen up? I put it up on every opportunity and had the resistance and the strengthen do the work. Now this is the real bitter reality of it. You thought it was bitter before. No. No, let me show you bitter. Oh, you thought you knew bitter. Oh no. Let me show you the bitter reality that is Bommel 2. Now this is what Bommel 2 looks like for 90% of the player base. You see how horrible this is? Does anyone see? Are we having fun yet? Are we having fun yet? Is this their idea of fun? We'll continue this in the next episode. But you're gonna feel it.